been chosen.
Welcome, folks. If one were to say that God would try to prove himself by showing examples of his great work, I would say at this point, there are mountains and mountains of evidence of his existence. There are endless reels of video documented recording of numerous phenomena that cannot be easily explained, all of which suggest that we are living in a world that is not purely mechanistic and accidental. As you will see,
to the contrary,
we have numerous digital slips, apparent errors in the continuous active state of the reality movie. These slip-ups appear as celebrities who suddenly freeze and become as if automatons. There's evidence of clear paranormal phenomena, orbs shooting projectiles. There are some signs that are displayed reality, such as the three-dimensional moon can at times glitch and show a lunar wave phenomena. The best historians will be able to collate all this information and record it in a very comprehensive and easily assessed format. There's enough special phenomena to change how the masses of people of this world at large view things. If you find any aspect of this compilation amazing, I encourage you to comment in some way, share the video, like or dislike it. Any type of interaction will drive the algorithm to distribute this video more. The people who are unexposed to these phenomena need to see it. They need to see the bubbles in space. They need to see things that just don't make sense. It's only when the masses start to demand answers will steps even begin to be taken to finally expose those answers.
Hello everybody, hope you're all doing well. Thanks for joining me today on the Moneybag 73 channel. Hope you're getting comfortable being conscious of your reality shifts. Today I want to talk about Fruit of the Loom. I have an update. I did this video here, put it up November 4th. Out of 8,700 people who've watched it, 546 said yes, had a cornucopia here next to the fruit, the horn of plenty, and 170 said no, never did. So, I have a little question for the 170 here, if some of you happen to watch this. Here's a movie I saw. Someone put a link on a video, and I clicked it, and I couldn't believe what I saw here. So, we're going to check this out here. This little kid, I guess, bullies ants. I don't know, I've never seen the movie. But he's shrunk, and so he's standing in front of a pair of underwear. So he looks at the underwear, and wow, what does he see? He sees a cornucopia with the fruit. And it says, let me see if I can get the lighting. There's one, here we go. Something, looks like a T of the Loin, probably for trademark. They didn't put Loom there. But it's got the cornucopia with the fruit. Size 6, 100% cotton, algodón, cotton in Spanish here. So what do you think? I mean, this is pretty cool, huh? Why would they put this here? It's never had a cornucopia, Fruit of the Loom, since the 1800s. It's never had a cornucopia. So why would the artists and the makers of this movie here, why would they put it in there? So this here is incredible reality residue, in my opinion. So I wanted to point that out.
Hello guys, this is Zed from Germany, and it's all about the Mandela effect and the case if Dolly from Moonraker had braces or not. So about this very old original VHS tape from eBay 4 days ago, and it's an original version of it from 1982, I think. That's the very first VHS tape that you can buy. And so I will do this with you together to check out if the braces were there or they vanished. I will put this thing into this tape recorder. Okay, here we go. Dolly. She meets him for the first time. Original VHS tape. He smiles and okay, it's fucking weird. Braces are gone. There were no braces. No braces on this original 34-year-old VHS tape. And again, okay folks, we do live in altered reality. See you later.
I want to take you through a breakdown of this old man that's been holding the We Are Happy at CERN with the Bond 1 and Mandela. First thing we should observe is this video was published on November 3rd, 2014. So long before a lot of people started having these quantum shifts or noticing them a few months back. Of course, I recall them as far back as 2008. But I want to break this scene right here down for you. It is, I'm not saying it's simple, but it's clear as day.
Well, Mandela's dead.
Okay, we've all seen this video, and everyone's been trying to decrypt it. There is so much symbolism in this video, but overall, I think the main thing they're pointing to is that they're trying to give you proof that they have caused the Mandela effect. And I want to break this down and show you some things I've been analyzing on there. Of course, you can see Shiva right there, doing the Shiva destroyer and recreator of worlds. You got this guy who's he's gonna collide with another particle and turn into two humans. But let me show you this old man everybody's been wondering. At 2:33, we got this guy. He's been a big topic of debate. What's the Bond 1? What's the Mandela sign mean? He's got the puzzle piece on the wall. What I really want to know is someone to break down that equation on his shirt. But this one I think is pretty simple. The Bond 1, you've got Barry Nilsson, 1954, Casino Royale, the first James Bond. You take his last name, Nelson, and you take Nelson Mandela, his last name, put those together, you got Nelson Mandela. So that one is not too tough. But there is so much that's been coming to me. I've been pondering these quantum effects and shifts for the last few months. And I just been meditating on them, and in the nighttime I've been having a lot of answers come to me. So I want to share some of those with you. I won't get to all of them in this video, but I want to just show you some of the main ones. I want to show you 4664 seen in this clip. What does that mean? I did a search. It's 4664 is Mandela International Day. Why is that? Because 4664 was Mandela's prison number. The symbolism doesn't get any more blatant in this video. They are clearly trying to show you that they have caused the quantum shifts, the Mandela effect.
And now look, right there, right in this little document, here's a Vader, you know, with a little question mark above his head like, did I say that? Did I say, Luke, I am your father? Or did I say, no, I am your father?
Hello everyone, thank you for watching. I'd like to say thank you to Life Matrix for posting a video on his channel about a Star Wars ornament that still said, "Luke, I am your father." After watching the video, I decided that I needed to order it off eBay, as he had mentioned that there was still some available on eBay. So I ordered it, and it came in today. I'm going to open it up for everyone and show everyone.
Together we can rule the galaxy's father and son.
If anyone doubts that that is James Earl Jones' voice, or doubts that Darth Vader actually said, "Luke, I am your father," in The Empire Strikes Back, this is about the only proof you're going to find left of the actual voice of Vader saying that in the context.
It won't be you killed him. No. I am your father.
Haha, you don't know, making fun of you. So CERN's kind of poking fun at all the Mandela effect believers. You know, and I find it weird we got Alice in Wonderland. I know that one of the experiments at CERN is named Alice. It's like a stage in the in one of the experiments. You know. So yeah, they show that. I don't know if there's many Mandela effects about Alice in Wonderland. I'll look and let you know in a second. But you know, you scroll down this little deal. These are the kind of things you find when you start digging kind of deep. And I'd like to find out when this little thing was made. I'm going to go down to the bottom, show you one more time, right there. Clickety, clickety, clickety. There she is. Magic mirror on, and look at the reflection. It's like she's wearing a little clown nose. Isn't that freaking creepy, man? How do I...
Evening. Mirror, mirror on the wall, is this not the most perfect kingdom of them all?
Well, technically you're not a king.
Here we go. Oh yeah, certain people, that's nice. Look at the reflection of her. It's like they put a little red little beacon on the end of her nose and gave her a little different smirk and a little different look in her eye on the reflection there. You know, wouldn't they want to, if they're doing this to put it on their website and promote it, wouldn't they want to clean that up a little bit and not put something like that on there? I mean, you want to talk about strange, man. It's all just so strange and creepy. Let's see if I can go down real fast, find out when this little publication was put out. Let's see if we see any other links to Mandela effect that stand out inside of this.
5100は神社に奉納された後消えたが今度はそもそも奉納されていないメールを送るたびに何かが少しずつ変わっていく俺の知らないところでも何かが変わっているのかもしれない
CERN's hiding a major secret from the world? And it's related to time travel? Do you think this could be about the current LHC experiments? What is it specifically? Black hole formation experiments? Let's try looking for a document. Ah, found one. Daru opens a PDF attachment. Oh, looks like this is top secret stuff from France, England, and Holland. All of a sudden, Teeter's prediction became reality! So CERN did use the LHC to generate many black holes. But they announced that their experiments still haven't succeeded, so why? This is what Teeter was referring to when he posted "Don't believe what they say." But the goal of the experiment wasn't even to generate many black holes, it was to create a new elementary particle reactions.
取り返しのつかないことを。
オカリン、オカリン。マユシーはアイソードの同人誌会に中野に寄るので帰ります。
アイソード？甲賀ゆいか。
中野とは随分遠回りするのだな。
虎の穴こっちの方にもあればいいのにな。
何を言っているのだ。虎の穴ならそこに。
オカリン何言ってるの？
秋葉にあるわけないっしょ。
Now, unless this fool right here made this little children's and family passport book for the Mandela effect, unless he did it himself, he's not the only scientist at CERN who's walking around talking about the Mandela effect, researching it himself on the internet, and then poking fun at people for thinking this. And we all need to sit down and think about that, because these guys, these scientists, they're not so busy at CERN that doing all this important research that they, don't have time to play with the public and with the conspiracy.
With at least one oxygen supplying material, which is either a metal oxide or a salt, organic or inorganic, capable of yielding a metal oxide. Applied for, the way I understand this, 1028 in 1968 and granted 1030 of 1973. Go down, background for the invention. I'm not going to read everything. I'll leave the link so you can read it all. Background of the invention: various types of pyrotechnic compositions capable of providing clouds of smoke upon combustion are well known. The pyrotechnic which upon combustion yields a lead-based active nuclei, which has application in artificially influencing the weather.
Okay, I got a crazy clip here, and I want to thank Paul for pointing all the new subscribers in. All these things are shooting through the sky, these little white-tailed things. Okay, here it comes. It's getting close. Keep your eye fixed on the orb. And there it is. It's shot. Now I'm going to break that down. It shoots again right here, but I'll have to break that down because now that I know these things are intelligent or intelligently controlled, I have a lot of frame-by-frame work. All right, here comes a better breakdown of the actual shooting. Here it comes. There it is. Reverse, forward, reverse, forward.
fields, and we're in an olive grove, and it's very nice and peaceful here in Morocco. And we always have this clear sky, this patch of clear sky
It's a patch.
above our house, because if you look at the rest of the sky, we got all these clouds, and there's usually this circle. I hope you can see it okay, but there's usually a circle of clouds around the house, but then above our house is a clear sky for the most part. And actually you can see the ripples in this cloud here. It's getting a little you know, that's the HARP and the chemtrails and all of that stuff, but it's because of the orgonite. The orgonite is actually emitting an ion energy that's going up into the atmosphere and clearing the clouds above our home.
Those weapons of mass destruction got to be somewhere. Nope, no weapons over there. Maybe under here.
Stephanopoulos is down in Lower Manhattan today. George, I don't know if you heard a little earlier me raise this question, which was actually raised by ABC's Jackie Judd as we look at these areas down below. The video where the towers used to stand and where is all the rubble gone. And have you been able to, is there any way you can answer that question?
I'm sorry, Peter, I didn't get the question.
Okay, I apologize. Jackie Judd and several other people keep asking us, when you look at where the towers used to stand, there is surprisingly so little rubble. Where did all the rubble go?
It's a very good question, Peter, and I have asked some people who've been doing some of the rescue and recovery work this morning. If you look behind me, you can see the very remains, the skeletal remains of the World Trade Center. And one volunteer, Robert Gerlinsky, explained to me the reason there's so little rubble is that all of it simply fell down into the ground and was pulverized, evaporated. Now I should say though, for the last several hours, there's been a steady stream of dump trucks.
All right, so so the rubble, yeah, they just evaporated. And here's some interesting user comments right here. Evaporated rubble. Thanks, George. I see. So Peter did not. Yeah, Peter Jennings, that host who asked him the question, did not live much longer. By the way, one of the few media people who were clued in. R.I.P. Peter. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, he's dead too now. And this person says he died after 9/11. He died from lung cancer from smoking. He started smoking during the 9/11 broadcast and afterwards. Well, this person right away trying to defend it. This is very interesting. I might have to look at his death as well, because that's not a question you're supposed to ask. That is not a question you're supposed to ask. So as you can see, George Stephanopoulos from ABC News told us that that basically the ground was, the building simply fell down into the ground, was pulverized and evaporated. So ABC News' Peter Jennings asks News correspondent asked news correspondent George Stephanopoulos a question first raised by Jackie Judd, and that is, where is all the rubble gone? George says someone explained to him that the rubble, quote, evaporated. Asha, you can't make this stuff up, and that is why, in my opinion, Bill Cooper had to die. As sad as that sounds, just because he was not controlled and he had a large following. And then if this was pushed to a large proportion of the U.S. population and people listening to Bill Cooper, this is something that the mainstream had to cover, and this is kind of what would happen. How absolutely stupid they look, trying to say that the rubble just evaporated. So now the actual answer, didn't evaporate. The actual answer is that the rubble went exactly where these important questions from the mainstream media went, and that is #gone with the wind. I've tweeted here, what happened on 9/11 is irrefutable. Towers turned to dust. Here you have, I don't know what this is, like a giant Alka-Seltzer tablet. And here, and you can see them closer here. So I don't know what this is. This is absolutely ridiculous. Look at all that dust, not smoke, dust. And look at how the size of this one here. This is the water here. All of Manhattan would have been flooded if it actually fell down hard to the ground. It just pretty much turned to dust there. Look at the size there, just for reference, and that's all that's left. These people are standing here on ground level there. Where's the tower? Yeah, where did these towers go? Alright, and there's a bunch of holes there. This one's not even damaged there. Unbelievable. This is barely any rubble. So, in another tweet I did, where did towers go? Asking for a friend. I'm asking for Peter Jennings. Where did towers go? Turn to dust. Hashtag Dr. Judy Wood. 9/11 Truths. Free energy. Wake up, people. So look at what we have there. I don't know what this is. Is there any photo like that of any kind of, quote, collapse or planes hitting a building? This is absolutely amazing. Look at these little steel beams or columns, and look at this trailing dust across there. Quite remarkable. It's all thick, white, gray dust. And there's nothing there, no damage. And there's an ambulance not crushed. The glass window's not even broken. This is unbelievable. Anyways, stay tuned for 9/11 Truth Part 5.
New York have been hit by airplanes. In Washington, there is a large fire at the Pentagon. The Pentagon has been evacuated. And there, as you can see, perhaps the second tower, the front tower, the top portion of which is collapsing.
Because everybody, once you have seen Building 7, there's no way back. You can cheat on yourself, and you can try to suppress it, but you cannot. You have seen it, and then there's no way back. It's not very healthy, to lie to yourself and say, no, I didn't see that. But many people do, because it's simply too painful.
Now, more on the latest building collapse in New York. You might have heard a few moments ago, I was talking about the Salomon Brothers building collapsing. And indeed it has. It seems that this was not a result of a new attack. It was because the building had been weakened during this morning's attacks. We'll probably find out more now about that from our correspondent, Jane Stanley. Jane, what more can you tell us about the Salomon Brothers building and its collapse?
Well, only really what you already know. Details are very, very sketchy. As you can see behind me, the Trade Center appears to be still burning. We see these huge clouds of smoke and ash, and we know that behind that there's an empty piece of what was a very familiar New York skyline, a symbol of the financial prosperity of this city, but completely disappeared now, and New York is still unable to take on board what has happened to them today.
Presumably there were very few people in the Salomon building when it collapsed. I mean, there were, I suppose, fears of possible further collapses around the area.
That's what you would hope, because they don't really know where to turn. That's the very sad thing. I think there's going to be a lot of very, very traumatized people that has hit them very, very hard.
Jane, I think many of us, when we heard the news, perhaps on the radio earlier today, were completely flabbergasted by it and just couldn't comprehend it. I mean, it almost sounded too far-fetched. I was wondering what it's felt like for you being in Manhattan. Well, unfortunately, I think we've lost the line with Jane Stanley in Manhattan.
Now, here we're going to show you a videotape of the collapse itself. Describe that. Now we go to videotape, the collapse of the school. Amazing, incredible picture word.
Too far-fetched.
For the third time today, it's reminiscent of those pictures we've all seen too much on television before, when a building was deliberately destroyed by well-placed dynamite to knock it down.
See what you see and not what you're supposed to see.
Time now for the ridiculous. You've heard of Where in the World is Matt Lauer? Well, tonight we're asking, what in the world is up with Al Roker? And I asked this question with the utmost admiration and affection for Al Roker.
It's like this. You gotta make it real awkward.
That's exactly how you have to have a certain amount of distance between the bodies
exactly.
in junior high.
Yes, like they say in Catholic school, leave room for the Holy Ghost. Anyway, there is a lot of memories today, actually. It's a big day in music history.
35 years ago today, Elvis Presley.
I couldn't pay attention because Al Roker just kind of froze like that. He stood completely still without a look on his face for 17 seconds. 17 seconds, that's like a day and a half in live TV time.
Was surprised, but in the moment, in the magnitude of what this is, to close out, to be playing the Cleveland Cavaliers in the NBA Finals, to say, no, we're going to play one more game, that was impressive.
What's that? That could only be the musical stylings of Victor Oladipo, who is the reigning two-time champion of the All-Star Weekend player talent show.
You are talented. I give you a little credit on that. A lot of credit. You're very talented. I mean, you're not a karaoke guy like me, but you can ask me. You know they call me Old Brown Eyes, right?
As a matter of fact.
I want to show the public that last year wasn't a fluke for us. We're here, we're for real, we're for real too.
Speaking of showing us, 2 Chainz, you got a shot, 2 Chainz? You got a shot, let me see that shot, dog. Speaking of showing us, 2 Chainz, you got a shot. Speaking of showing us, 2 Chainz, you got speaking of showing us, 2 Chainz, you got a shot, 2 Chainz? You got a shot, let me see that shot, dog.
Between 69 and 72, we've had 6 moon landings. 12 human beings have been on the moon. Okay, I mean, it's just demonstrably provable. We've been there. We have pictures. We have, evidence.
Just wait a second. There he is.
Hey, Steph. How you doing?
How you doing?
Doing good, man.
Thank you so much for taking the time to have this conversation with me. I want to introduce you to all the followers and people that are watching. This is Scott Kelly, a highly esteemed NASA astronaut. I don't know this.
In a time of universal deceit, telling the truth is a revolutionary act. Despite the advanced technologies of multi-layered, computer-generated images, NASA is still unable to remove bubbles in space. Bubbles in space. This summer, get ready for the revelation so unbelievable that only the most observant, perceptive, unbiased will figure it out. Bubbles, bubbles, bubbles. in space.
Why has nobody been to the moon in such a long time?
That's not an 8-year-old's question. That's my question. I want to know, but I think I know. Because we didn't go there, and that's the way it happened. And if it didn't happen, it's nice to know why it didn't happen, so in the future, if we want to keep doing something, we need to know why.
Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Now That's Crazy. Please like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now today, oh my goodness, this is a strange one, y'all. We will be taking a look at the NASA Challenger space mission that exploded and killed 7 astronauts back in the 80s. Now, I know some of you guys remember this, and even if you don't, I'm sure you'll like this video. Now, this must be some kind of Mandela effect too, because I remember the day it happened. We discussed it at school, how the people died. They had the news and memorials on for days after. On January 28, 1986, the NASA shuttle to Challenger broke apart 73 seconds into the flight, killing all 7 crew members, which consisted of 5 NASA astronauts and 2 payload specialists. It exploded over the Atlantic Ocean off Cape Canaveral, Florida at 11:39 Eastern Standard Time because of some coils that weren't tested for the cold weather before the flight took off. The crew of the Challenger flight were Commander Dick Scobie, pilot Michael Smith, mission specialist Judy Resnick, Ronald McNair, and Ellison Onakuka, payload specialist Gregory Jarvis, and Krista McAuliffe. Now, the strange thing about this tragedy is that people are finding pictures of these astronauts. Pictures of them at a much older age with the same names, or maybe it changed a slight bit. Now, these newer photos look remarkably similar to the photos of at least 6 of the astronauts that died that day. Now, one person hasn't been located. Claude Onakuka claims to be Ellison's brother. Now, most of the astronauts are now professors or retired professors at universities. Now, I don't know about this one, you guys. Did they lie about those people being on the Challenger? Now that's crazy. The only conclusions I could come up with are they never got on the shuttle and NASA knew they couldn't go to their destination, so they just sent up an empty shuttle, and then when it exploded, they had to lie about the astronauts' deaths. Because if it never exploded, then those people would probably still be working for NASA, but instead they almost all became professors. Or they actually died, and those pictures are all their family members or doppelgangers. What do you think? Comment below.
What's going on, everyone? It's Jeranism, back with another video for you today. Really quick, I've had people email me and contact me asking me to prove my accusations against SpaceX, and understandably they don't want to have to sit through and watch my 2-hour video or whatever it was. So this is just a very simple, short, evidence-based video that cannot be argued. Let's get right to it. First, facts are facts. Let's go through a few facts. February 6, 2018, SpaceX had their live stream as they launched their test of the Falcon Heavy from Cape Canaveral. Number 1, SpaceX trimmed portions of their live stream. Now usually this is okay unless you read the Google policy, in which case it states that no video with over 100,000 views has the ability to save any of their changes. At the time, SpaceX had several million more views than the allowable 100,000. Yet anyway, they were able to save their changes when they trimmed their video. Number 2, SpaceX inserted new video over the original stream. What's the problem with this? Well, it's not allowed ever by anyone or any channel. In fact, how is it even done? And number 3, SpaceX moved an out-of-place segment to where it should have been, but after the fact, and yet still, it's called a live stream. What's the problem with this? Well, it's all out deception. The point of it was to fool you. Alright, so let's jump in. Let's prove number 1. As you can see here, the original live stream was 43 minutes and 9 seconds, and many people recorded or downloaded this live stream. The video that's on their channel now is only 34 minutes and 18 seconds. The problem here is that we know that channels are allowed to trim their videos, but as the policy here states, it isn't allowed for any video that has reached 100,000 views. SpaceX was several million over that when they trimmed their live stream and got away with what they shouldn't have and really couldn't even have had the ability to do. Alright, let's move on to number 2. Take a look at the screen and you'll notice the time is 1 minute and 17 seconds after launch. That's at the very top. Right below that you'll see the speed of 1,580 kilometers per hour at an altitude of 14.2 kilometers. Then look at the video in the lower right hand side, and if you notice, the graphic is over the video. Well, actually, it was over the video. The video that's now up on SpaceX's channel clearly has the video in front of the graphic. Now you'll see me alternating back and forth, so you can see the difference between the original live stream and what is now being considered the live stream. Just one more example here, the original stream being showed to you on the top, the edited live stream being shown to you on the bottom, and you can see the difference by looking at the pink marks on the right side of each of the images. Number 3 was that SpaceX moved an out-of-sequence portion of the original live stream to the place it should have been in the edit version. Why would they do this? Well, no scientific enterprise would ever fudge data, so SpaceX acts as if it is a Hollywood producer. They did it to get that climactic scene change. This is to wow the crowd and to get maximum pop. You'll notice in the image that both videos are at T plus 349, and both are at 10,200 kilometers per hour. But the screens are quite different. So what exactly was going on in the video that wasn't climactic enough for SpaceX? Let's watch the original live stream first and remember to wait for 10,200 kilometers per hour. Well, now, as you just saw, the moment was kind of anticlimactic, especially since someone piped in the sound of what sounded like 60,000 people or so when a map was shown on the screen. Well, what are you going to do, right? It's a live stream. But wait! Movie producer Elon Musk somehow contacted Google. He does what no other YouTube channel is able to do, and that's to adjust his live stream, to reshoot it, to scene cut, and like a well-polished movie, we get act number 2. Remember to wait for that climactic moment at 10,200 kilometers per hour. So here we have the current video on the SpaceX channel with 20 million views. Still no mention of the swap or the live stream edit, as if that makes any sense. Still with the original URL. Why wouldn't you just re-upload a video of corrections and have both up like everyone else has to do? Nope. Instead, they made edits to live video, essentially changing history.